1, 2, 3, 4. Thanks, Iowa. I I did a whole bunch of talking and I got nothing. Yeah, it's got to be coming through now. Yeah, I had it turned on, but in OBS it wasn't turned on. So, but it's part of the checks that I would have made when I start streaming here. So, I think we're good now. We'll find out though. OBS says I got a mic. Yeah, yeah. I put a new hard drive in this computer, and yesterday, so I unplugged all the cables that are plugged into it, pulled it out where I could open it up where I could put another hard drive in it. So I bought an 8 terabyte hard drive for the upcoming X-Plane 12. That's where I'm going to put the X-Plane 12 scenery at. So probably didn't need to be that big, but I started with a 4. I have a 6, and I have an 8 now, or 8 now. So the whole computer's been ripped apart and everything disconnected. And whenever you do that, things don't necessarily always work out of the box. So if that's my biggest issue, that'll be great. It looks like frame-wise we're doing really, really good today. So, alrighty. So let me proceed. So next. OBS sim sound. So is OBS getting sound? That don't look good either. Let me go check that one. Is that one on default too? Yeah. There we go. That's why I added this to the checklist. It's real disheartening to do a stream and like the audio in the game isn't working or your mic isn't working. It's really disappointing for that to happen. OBS sim sound, yeah, we're good now.
Mod mic in position.
I know it is. Put it
Check.
there.
OBS mod mic sound.
1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go.
Check. OBS streaming.
Yeah, we're streaming.
Check. Over toolkit windows.
Yep, I got that there, so it's got to be working.
Fly with Lewis sounds script.
That's down there.
Check. ABI tab plugin.
It's right there.
Check. Rep weight and balance.
Yeah, let's go see if I got enough fuel to do this. Plugins. Weight and balance. See if I can make this a little smaller. This thing's always so monstrous. 12. No, I want 17. 7. 7. Apply. We're good. Come on. Like, you're really fighting with me. Hopefully not because I changed it. So.
Check. Rep maintenance log.
Oh, let's see if the plane's broken. I don't think it is. I gotta make this one smaller too. I keep forgetting I can adjust the size. That looks good. 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 So the battery is a little low, so we give it a recharge. I was playing around with the radios earlier, so okay, that's good. Alrighty, we're done with that.
Check. 2 brakes. Test and set. 3 fuel selector. Both. 4 fuel shut-off valve. On, in. 6 beacon. On. 7 avionics switch. Off. 8 master switch. On. 9 throttle. Open 1/4 inch. 10 mixture. Idle cut off. A auxiliary pump. On. B mixture. Rich until 3 to 5 GPH, then cut off. C auxiliary pump. Off. 12 starter.
Alrighty.
Engage. 1 ignition switch. Start. 2 mixture, at engine start. Rich. 3 engine. RPM 1000 RPM. 4 oil pressure. Check. 5 mixture. Leaned max. 6 flaps. Retract. 7 avionics. Bradford Regal weather. Wind calm, on. 8 instruments.
Alrighty, so the compass is a little past 33. That's where I have it set. The altimeter. So it says that we are 2343. How about 2143? So 2143. So 2143. So what happens if I do this? All right, so that was that standard. Okay, that makes sense. 2143. We'll call that good. So instruments are set.
1 brakes.
Alrighty, I'm all good here. So we got the plane started up. Checked my instruments. Everything looking pretty good. Gotta wait just a little bit. Whoops. That ain't right. How do I want to fix this? I can't go into weight and balance when the engine's running, so I'm just gonna cheat. I looked over at the fuel. It looks like the left one took and the right one didn't. Because if you look at it, you can see this left needle is higher than the right one. So we're gonna go do an X-plane cheat. So I'm gonna go over to weight and balance. Yep. So let me just move that one right up to where it is. That'll be good enough. Evidently, when I put it in, it didn't jive or something. Something didn't work right. Alrighty. Let's see what we got here. So we have. I don't really need to listen to ASOS, but I'll put Unicom in on COM 1. Set COM 1, 123.075.
COM 1 set to 123.075.
Say, active runway.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 14.
Okay. So that's kind of important information. So 121514. So let's make sure that actually makes some sense. I want to look at the airport diagram. There's a 1-4 over there. So, also when you look at it, there is no taxiways here. So we got no taxiways. I'm right here. So I'm gonna have to go. I think I'll probably go over like this, and then I'll have to back taxi on 14 and spin around. So, once we because there's no tower, there's no way I can. What does it look like? Huh. So when I look at this diagram, there is no taxiway here. But when I look, I see a taxiway. So maybe that taxiway doesn't go all the way. Maybe that's what it is. And there's no sense in calling ready to taxi because it's a Unicom. But that's about all you can do is just call on Unicom and say, yeah, you're going to taxi. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf taxiing to runway 14.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Bradford REGL Unicom on 123.07. Please repeat your request.
It was a statement. Oh, well, yeah, I'll just taxi down here. Since I have an actual taxi line here. And I'm going the right way because my heading indicator is in the bottom. So we'll go down here about as far as we can go by the looks of it. And then I'll have to do a back taxi on the runway. Because they don't have a taxiway. All the way. Yeah, looks like it stops right here. Look. A lot of cars for a little airport. Okay. Yeah. Oh. I can go down further. Yeah, I can go down further. They've seen the taxi line stopped, and yeah, I don't think I can't remember if I've actually taken off from this airport before. Certainly not in real life. What is this telling me? Okay. Oops. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf taking runway 14, back taxi to the end of the runway.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Bradford REGL Unicom on 123.07. Please repeat your request.
No, I'm not going to. Half the time I can't get them to talk to me. Now they're in active participation. So we'll just get over here on the right side of the runway here, and taxi down to the end, and it's like you do in real life. Lots of trees around here I can see. So what's that? 1? Oh, that's 2. So I got 2,000 feet to go. When I get to 1,000 feet, I probably ought to slow down a little bit. It's we're doing a high-speed taxi here. Alrighty. Let's put the brakes on a little bit. I think I'm running out of runway. There we go. The red light says don't go there. Alrighty, here's the threshold. And miraculously it says 1-4. Alrighty. So, whoops. Oh, strobes on, taxi off, landing on. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, departing runway 14. Off we go. Okay, want to wait until I'm 500 feet above the ground here. Lots of trees in this area. So, to KERI, looks like I got to be on a heading of 289. So I'm going to fly out here a little bit, and then I'm going to do a left turn to try to get on that heading. But I want to be up in the air a little bit here. I think I'll level off at 3,000 feet, and kind of see how it goes. Already, probably I can probably be higher than that, but we'll do 3,000 for right now. So I'm going to try to trim it. Okay, let's do a slow left turn here. I forgot I had actually taken off at 2,100 feet, so I looked at the altimeter and went, why did 3,000 come up so fast? Well, you're already close to it, so. But I'll just stay out away from the airport. Wait till I see a heading of 289, and then it looks like wow, it's further than I thought. It says 49 miles to KERI, so. Yeah, I can let it climb up a little bit here. 289, so. That's going to be westerly. So by the looks of the weather, I should be able to go up to 4,500, so. I'm just going to straighten up here a little bit. Just let it climb. Just trying to get up out of the, out of this runway, out of this airport environment, so. So I had pulled the power back to like 2,200, so I'm still climbing at like 400 feet a minute, so. Alrighty, a little bit more. Because that's 30, 289 would be a little bit, so 270, 280, so real close to 290. So a heading of about here. So we'll let that roll for a little bit. Mm-hmm. Everything's looking pretty good. I'll get a sectional going here. So that way I won't hopefully get lost. I'm a little bit too far to the west here. Mm-hmm. So I had a pretty interesting week this week. I was working with I was helping test a new Fmod demo plugin for X-Plane 12, and that was quite interesting. Just watching that develop, and so I was building. I was building on all three platforms. On Windows, we both develop on Linux. So so we normally build with MinGW, and Fmod has a problem that the libraries they built are for Visual Studio, so it makes it so the libraries don't tend to work. So when you try to link them, it says undefined something. Yeah, I think that's what it's, undefined something. So so therefore the library is of no use. So we ended up having to build up the Windows part on Windows. So, and as a developer that likes to build multi-platform on Linux, that's just disappointing. So so we tried a whole bunch of things trying to figure out how to get it to work, but just nothing seemed to be successful. So so that's kind of where we're at right now. So we got there was some just the way the pointers were done was had to be reworked, and but once that got done, then everything was good. So so the only remaining thing is trying to find a method where we can build it on Linux for Windows. So whether we're successful or not, this is not a new problem. This is because of how Fmod builds their libraries for Windows. They build it on Visual Studio. When you create a DLL on Visual Studio, then it won't work with MinGW. That appears to be life. So I tried to create a .a file, basically a file where I could link. I can get it to link it finds it when it builds it for Windows, But on Windows, I get an error 127. It says there's a procedure it can't find. I like it. It says something like it actually knows the procedure, but it doesn't tell you that. You know, like defined procedure couldn't be found or something like that. It's really stupid. You know, so the wording basically says that we know what the procedure is, but we won't tell you. So it makes it a bit of a challenge. So, but that's life, you know. So that's pretty much what I think. We started working on that on Tuesday, I think. So whenever I start these flights, I never know how I'm going to fly them. So today I'm hand flying. So I don't have, I have a flight plan in here, but I'm hand flying the plane. So it's all trimmed up. So it's flying at, I'm going westerly, so it's at 4,500. And so when we get to, well, I need to see what, let me go check and see what KERI. So KERI's elevation is 1766, so I'll need to be at 2766 to for pattern. So actually, she's flying pretty good. Weather actually pretty good. Yeah, this area of Pennsylvania is pretty mountainous. So, I believe so this is like a lot of water. I mean a lot of water. So I believe this is Kinzu Reservoir is what I think it is. Kinzu Reservoir is so kind of down in Warren. And let me kind of zoom out a little bit here. Whoops, wrong way, Bill. Yeah. It says Allegheny Reservoir. So, yep, that's exactly what this is. So, when it said Marina, I'm kind of like, and there's Warren. So, so this is the Allegheny Reservoir. I can zoom in a little bit here. I didn't look. All I really looked at was the names of the towns, and I didn't really look at what's in the area. I mean, I know the area. We used to come down to Chapman's Dam is in the Warren area, and we used to come down there, and we used to camp there. So what I'm not, there it is, I think. Let me look at something. I know what I should see here, so I'm not sure if I'm seeing it or not. I'm seeing a road down there. So when I look on the sectional, I see this wide thing here. And so if this wide thing is what I think it is, that's Kinzu Dam. So basically, this is the Allegheny River. They put a dam in it and they backed it up this way. So I'm pretty sure that's what's right down there. At least that's what I think. I'll have to look it up after the stream to be sure. That looks correct because I know they have like we'll go over there. This big round thing. What this is if what I think is correct, that's Kinzhou Dam, then this big round thing's a reservoir. So during the night, when there isn't as much power usage, they have excess electricity. So what they do is they pump it up into this reservoir. You can see it's higher, and so it has elevation. So they pump it up there as a kind of like a water battery, so that they can now there it is. Yeah, hard to say. Hard to say. But they pump the water up into this reservoir, and then they add that water to the water that's going through the turbines to increase the amount of power that they can produce. They do that during the day, so they fill that at night, and then they drain it during the day. So let me get back on course. At least I didn't gain too much altitude. No, we're still 28 miles away from KERI, so we're doing good. Yeah, like I said, when I was growing up, my parents would during the summer we would go to Chapman's Dam, and that's in the Warren area where Kinzhou is. And we actually started doing that before Kinzhou was built, and so we got to see like that construction and all that stuff. So. And when they were building it, you're in the middle of a forest, so and with lots of rattlesnakes. So when they were building it, the guys running the trucks, they had to be paying attention because you may have just dug up like a nest of rattlesnakes, and when you do that to them, they're just not happy at all. So they had to keep protection with them when they were in the trucks, in case one of the rattlesnakes decided to leave the truck and come in the cabs. Yeah, so off on my left here, this is Warren. That look right? Yeah. That's got to be right. Or is it? No, I'm not thinking it is. Yeah, maybe it is. What has me a little confused is I see this town here. And I see this water, and I'm trying to place the water. I see this water, but maybe I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. But that almost looks right for Warren. So Warren has, I think they still do quite a few oil refineries in Warren. So, because this whole area is, you know, like when oil was first discovered where we're going in Titusville, I mean, this whole area, they found oil in. So, so there's oil rigs scattered all through this forest. So. All right. I gotta figure out what's going on with you. Good morning, Hawker. How are you doing this morning? I am doing wonderful. Just wonderful. Just enjoying the Pennsylvania rural countryside. So we're 19 miles out. I probably had to figure out how to contact somebody. So area approach, I don't see any, there's no weather information. Okay, well that's good. Well, it's good to know. Setcom 1, 122.800.
Com 1 set to 122.8.
Awesome, it actually worked correctly. That's cool. Say weather at 8 Golf 2, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf weather at Kilo 8 Golf 2 is clear. Visibility is 10 miles, winds are 250 at 7 knots, cloud coverage is clear. Current altimeter is 3024. Temperature 19 or dew point 13.
Say active runway.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 13.
My pilot to ATC disappeared on me. I don't know why. When you're in VR and something like that happens, your options are pretty limited. So. Yeah. No, it is, and trying to have it in VR is a bit of a challenge because it just disappeared. But I kind of, I know pretty much. It doesn't necessarily need to be there. It's kind of nice to check it, but it's just a little disappointing that happened. But hey, that's life. You just have to work through it. So, where are we at? Okay. Hey, what is going on? Hi, Benny. Glad you could catch my stream. We're playing in, I guess you'd call it Western Pennsylvania. Yeah, guys, we're Western Pennsylvania. We're a little bit south of the lake, not much. So we're flying to KERI, Pennsylvania. And then from KERI, we're going to fly to Titusville, where oil was discovered. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm rocking Vive Pro 2 now, so I have to fly in Windows. I still have my Valve Index that I can use in Linux, but this one here is Windows only, so. Okay, 14 miles out, 2,700 feet. Yeah, I'll wait till I get to maybe 10 miles out, and then I can start doing some maneuvering. Oh, it's nice. It really is nice. It's nice and sharp. In other words, I mean, I can like look at these gauges and I can easily tell the difference between a 30 and a 33. And I can from where I'm setting, I can look over here and see that's 13.2, this number way over here. So I don't have to like lean in. I can just look. So that, to me, that's enough resolution for me. Not everybody feels this way, but that's kind of how I judge. Is and I normally fly these kind of airplanes. So analog gauges, these kind of instruments, not a G1000, but it's what I fly. Oh, what I'm excited for is X-Plane 12. And when that is finally public access, then that's what I will be streaming exclusively for probably a month. So, oh yeah. So I fly with a physical yoke. You can see that in the cam. Physical pedals, and then all other interaction is done with these two controllers. I have tried to do that with Microsoft Flight Simulator. Man, it is so difficult. So example, if I want to like just decrease by 100 RPM, so I just grab it and I just pull it back a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, I adjusted my RPM by 100. If I try to do that in Microsoft Flight Simulator, it will jump 20% by the time. So it'll not move, and all of a sudden jump 20%. Not everybody flies this way. I understand that. But I do. And if a simulator can't get that right, if I take a mouse and use a mouse in Microsoft Flight Simulator, it'll actually work fairly well. I don't fly with a mouse. The last time I used the mouse was to say, go into VR. At that point, I'm in VR, I'm using VR controllers. Yep. Yeah, they don't seem to. I don't know the polite way to say this, but they seem to care about the prettiness, but the functionality of VR. And I mean, maybe I'm the only one that uses VR controllers. I find that so hard to believe, but that's part of VR, is actually having the controllers you got with it, that you can use. So, alrighty, I probably need to do something here. So I gotta pull back the power a bit and get this plane to descend. So the runway is, they said 14. Did I dial it in right? Say active runway.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 13.
Why does that not seem right? Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Runway 13. Why is that not right? Huh. Yeah, they've been, well, you figure I started using VR with X-Plane, so that's how long I've been, and that's, I think, over 4 years now. Okay, 2,700. So let me get down to about, I don't want to get too low. Let's level here. Let's see if I can find this runway. He's telling me 13. And what I'm seeing is, well, let me check here. No. There is no 13 runway. There's a 14. So, so I got to be on the lookout for a runway, and oh, no, it's almost like he's giving me the runway, the airport information from the wrong airport. It's what I think it is, but I can't. Yeah, you're getting too low here. So let's go back to 2,000. Say weather.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf weather at Charlie November Victor 8 is clear. Visibility is 9 miles, winds are light and variable, cloud coverage is clear. Current altimeter is 3018. Temperature 20°.11.
Okay, so when it starts with a C, that's Canada. So something happened to my pilot to ATC that is something I don't want to deal with right now, but I will have to deal with it when 3 miles out. Okay. Oh, okay. So when I do a touch and go here, I will I'll put it on autopilot and do some troubleshooting. It's what you do in a real airplane. So so I'm just trying to see where this airport is. According to my so it shouldn't be 13, it should be 14. So I'm gonna put that over there. Is this lined up? West. Yeah, it's close enough. So I should be seeing, when I see this runway, it should be, I'm basically going to be coming in the wrong direction. So that's good for a downwind. So I'm good in that respect. So I just have to scan out here, and you would think so. The runway is 2.2 miles away. You would absolutely think you could see it. It's a fun part of flying an airplane. It's not always obvious. And sometimes by the time you see it, you just flew over it. But I don't think that's true. We'll just stay here. Is that it right there? Or does it seem wrong? 14. That's absolutely an airport. So if I come this way. Okay. Yeah, this is the airport. So I just got to get myself squared away here. Oh yeah, yeah. Especially like these. I mean, these that are like, you know, you got trees all around them. I mean, it's all kinds of stuff. So alrighty. So I'm gonna do a teardrop out here. Yep, there we go. So so I got to figure out what happened to pilot to ATC. It's kind of a little bit screwed up. So I kind of know how to kind of get it resolved, but right now it's a little. I'm a little too busy. Get this out of the way. I'm gonna try to do a teardrop here, so I want to go out a little bit. Yeah, some of them, especially grass ones. Grass ones are really hard, you know. But these here, these all of mine are all paved, you know. So they're not too bad, you know. I saw that one. I kind of knew like where it should be, so I'm gonna come out here a little bit and then spin around, and hopefully when I do a 180, I'll actually see it again. So we're gonna come around and do a standard rate turn. So I'm looking to put that plane there right on that second notch. So this is called standard rate. So in 2 minutes, I'll spin. I'll do 180 or 360 degrees. That will be 2 minutes. So at this bank angle. So keeping the altitude about where I want it. 3,000 is good. 2,700's pattern, so that's all good. So we just keep looking, and the trees just kind of bury it, so it's kind of hard. They kind of like know how far around you need to come. And I can see it showing up in the GPS. That doesn't mean I can see it. There it is. So what I'm trying to do is get here parallel to it. I'm the elevation's actually pretty close. My GPS has already moved on to the next airport. So alrighty. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 14.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Edenvale Traffic Multicom on 122.77. Please repeat your request.
No. You're not listening to me, so alrighty. So, airport elevation 1700. So, want to look, gonna see, airspeed looks good. There's the end of the runway. Pull back 1600, 1 notch of flaps. Get the airplane to descend a little bit here. Looking for it to be at about a 45-degree angle here. Still flying a little fast. I'm not sure quite why. Okay, that should be enough. So we turn on base. One more notch of flaps. There's the runway. Need more power. Seems low, but everything is everything's a little squirrely because it's just the way this airport, how it sets. Definitely too slow. It's like an optical illusion that I'm actually lower than what I really am. So I keep wanting to pull back on the yoke because I think I'm too low. When I pull back on the yoke, then the airspeed goes down. Okay. I think we're okay. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf on final.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Edenvale Traffic Multicom on 122.77. Please repeat your request.
Up we go. Yeah, it turned out okay. I was getting way more nervous than I needed to be. But that's okay. Alrighty, so let me fly out here a little bit. So I should be on a heading of 204. So what I gotta do, I wanna, so basically you fly at a runway heading, get 500 feet above the ground before you make really any kind of maneuvers. So, and it looks like over to my right is kind of where I need to go. So now that I'm out away from the runway, I'm gonna go turn that way. And actually 204. So for right now, I'm gonna put the heading indicator at 180, 190, 204, and put it on heading hold. Let the plane take over so I can troubleshoot my problem. We'll see if it comes in about where the GPS line kind of comes in where it belongs. So 204, yeah, it's still a westerly. It's still a westerly heading, so. So I can go up to trying to get my nose down. My nose is up so high I'm climbing. I don't need to climb quite that fast, so. So let's look. So if I highlight this and say Menu, activate leg. If I go nav, GPS. So this should take me right to the airport. So what I'm trying to do is actually get my workload decreased enough that I can actually troubleshoot my problem. And by the looks of it, I don't have a lot of time. I got 15 miles, so 6G1. This is Titusville. Set COM 1, 122.900.
COM 1 set to 122.9er.
I don't mind it if I don't have too many other things going on. But right now, I need to figure out what's going on with Pilot to ATC. So I'm gonna spawn a new window. Hello. And then I'm gonna set the contents. Hello. Pilot to ATC. So I'm gonna make you a little small. No, you're probably a little smaller. All right. And then we're done with you. All right. Yeah. And all I did, I activated one of the legs. So so when I come up here to 4,500, I'm gonna just click on the altitude button. So that'll be altitude hold. So so what I'm looking at is if it's actually following the right path here. Yeah, it kind of looks like it is. I'm zoomed out a bit, so that's part of the problem. All right, 4,500 altitude hold. No, you are absolutely right. You need an overlay feature like OVR Toolkit. If we had that in Linux, man, I'd be so happy. It has like such benefit. You know, where you saw exactly what I did. I brought a desktop window in the VR, basically while I'm flying an airplane. Yeah, one day I'm with you. I'm with you. You know. So I'm trying to figure out. Let me go to menu. Let me reactivate the leg. Yeah. And that happens. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I was working with a developer this week on X-Plane 12 is they're getting rid of OpenAL. So X-Plane 12 is only going to have FMod and or native FMod, native FMod. You still can have OpenAL, but you have to supply the libs, libraries, and so I was working with a developer testing that is trying. They were trying to write a sample FMod plugin, and so that's what I was doing over the this week. So, alrighty, I'm 10 miles out, so I got to figure out what I'm doing here. We got 2 runways here. Say active runway 6, Golf 1.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 32.
No, we're not. No, we're not. So I got a 0, 1, and a 9, and I got no weather information, so we'll run 1, 4. Yeah, 1, 9's probably close enough. So 1, 8, 1, 9. So we'll say that's good enough. What are we looking at? You okay here? I'm actually off a little bit. I'm gonna roll this a little bit. Trying to figure out why the plane moved. I'm not in heading mode, so if I move the heading bug, it shouldn't have moved the airplane, but that's life. Yeah, it is. So I'm gonna see if I can fix it. The reason that it's important to have this in here is so you can do this. So I basically disconnected and connected. So 8X. Set COM 1, 122.900.
COM 1 set to 122.9.
No, you're not. That's 8. Alrighty.
Bradford Regal weather. Wind light and variable, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 20, dew point 7. Altimeter.
Something ain't jiving, and I'm getting a little too close. Stay active, runway.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 01.
Okay. 01. Say weather.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf weather at Kilo 6 Golf 1 is clear. Visibility is 10 miles, winds are light and variable, cloud coverage is clear. Current altimeter is 3024. Temperature 19, dew point 8.
Okay, I'm 2.3 miles away and I'm too high by a lot. So I should be at 2,500, I'm at 4,500. And this airport is quickly coming up on me. I have the I finally got to talk to the talk is the wrong term. I finally got the attention of the controller, so that oh yeah. I'm working on it. There we go. Okay. All right. Here's what was going on. I pulled back on the power, and I had altitude hold on. So the plane's trying to trim to keep the altitude, and at that power setting. So it's trimming. I look down, the trim wheel spinning. I'm like, oh crap. So I also hide my yoke. So I have a button that I hide my yoke. The disconnect, AP disconnect's right here. And so that's what all was happening there. And I just flew over the runway. Oh, priceless. Alrighty, so the runway, what direction are we going? Am I gonna get right? Okay, cool. So I just flew over this runway that I'm gonna land in. And I have to get rid of some elevation. I have that runway dialed in here. So when I get lined up, it will be, I'll have it all correct. So I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna make a 180-degree turn and come back on the downwind. Fun times. Oh, that's been a blast. So power's all the way back. AP autopilot's off. So we'll so oh. I looked at where the trim is, and I'm kind of like, why the heck's the trim where it is? So let me kind of put the proper power setting in here. I do need to descend, but how I was going about it was wrong. This will work. So 2,500. So we can get level right here. I'll be good. Trim looks at least reasonable. Alrighty. There's the runway behind me. Say altimeter.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf altimeter is 3024 at Titusville.
Okay. That is the only thing in VR that I find a challenge. This little window over here with these littler numbers, that is a challenge in VR. I can like lean in and see it, kind of like you probably would in real life. So that's the only problem I have, I think, in VR is that. But I have plane command. I could have just as easily repeated that altimeter and it would have set it for me. But I look and it's close enough. So we're a little bit slow here. Maybe not too bad. So I'm going to spin it around here. Hopefully I can see this runway, this airport again. And except something's wrong. Because when I see this runway, I'm going to be lined up for it, and that is wrong. But we'll find a runway first. There it is. Alrighty. Did a miscalculation, so let's go over here. Or let's see if I can pull this off. Alrighty. I'll pull back some power here. I'm going to see if I can just land it straight in because I've already played around here probably pretty much long enough. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf on final runway 01.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Titusville Multicom on 122.9er. Please repeat your request.
Stay active runway.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 01.
That's all I need from you. Alrighty. I like the trees at the end of the runway. That just adds to the challenge. Elevation's 1,500, so gonna have to get rid of a bit here. 2 notches of flap tin, I ain't gonna give it any more. Let's see if I can pull it back to idle. Might get it to descending up here. We're really streaming in here, but that's okay. I have confidence that I can pull this off. It's kind of a short runway, but well, we'll see. So 70. Ooh, that wasn't good. Oh, that's priceless. I bounced it and it said very good flare. Love it. Up we go. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, I could have done a pattern, but it just says no. I've messed around with this controller enough. I'm just coming. When I seen my mistake, I just said I'm just going to fly it straight in. So the problem is that as you see, you don't have the proper time to get everything kind of set up right. Where if you're doing a pattern, you do it in steps, where you have to do it in one continuous descent when you're doing it a straight in approach. So, alrighty, looks like we're on our way to Erie. So I'm gonna fly out here, keeping on runway heading. Need to be a heading of 33. So 337. So that's a little bit to my left here, and we will. Once I'm sure I'm above, yeah, I'm going out of the way, so we'll go ahead and head for Erie. So Erie's 33 miles away. Let's look at the flight plan. Okay, menu, activate leg, nav, and we'll see if it takes me to where I want to go. Something seemed a little weird there. What direction am I going? Pretty much west, so 4,500 will be okay. There's something a little weird going on with my autopilot. There's the direction is okay, but I got like an indicator here, you know, that let's put it on altitude hold. So it's just gonna hold 4,000 right now. All right, that seems to be working. But something like I was like fighting the trim for some reason. So that still don't quite seem right. Flight plan, menu. Yeah, maybe close enough. So I'll put vertical speed. Go up by 4. Give it more power. So it should climb at 400 feet per minute. I'll get up to 4,500. I got 30 miles to go, so I'll be okay. Frames are actually pretty nice today. I'm pretty happy. Quite happy. Okay. So I'll wait till it gets up to 4,500, then I'll click on the altitude of the altitude hold. So. Yeah, I don't know what was going on. Usually this autopilot behaves quite well, and I just there's something I mean I look at it as I did something wrong, and so you just have to be smarter than the autopilot. So just disconnect it, and then try to figure it out. So we're coming up on 4,500. I'll hit the Alt button. So she should stay at 4,500 feet. So we're 27 miles from Erie. So. Set COM1 standby 118.100.
COM1 standby set to 118.1.
So that's Erie Tower. So probably contact around 10 miles out, and should be good to go. So, Erie. Don't need to know much about Erie. Say active runway at Kilo Echo Romeo India, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 01.
What? Say active runway at Kilo Echo Romeo India, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 24.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was on the frequency for the previous airport. Excuse me. And that may have been a confusion, so. Yeah. But so I flipped it to the tower frequency. So I'm on tower frequency right now, and she absolutely gave me the right runway because it's 02 and 24. So yeah, 02 and 24. I blinded there so many times. I probably should. I have this about memorized, so. So up in the distance, a little difficult to see because there's a bit of a haze out there, but what we're coming up on is Lake Erie. So if I go here, maps, and make it smaller. So this is Lake Erie, one of the Great Lakes, and so I live over in here. So so when I would train, you know, that would be our view. It's a lake, And the same way as if you're 21 miles away, you can see that shoreline. I mean, you absolutely can see it. You have to kind of know it's there, but that big hunk of water, you know, it definitely lets you know you're going in the right direction anyhow, so. Yeah, it's not the biggest, I don't think. You guys zoom out a little bit here, so you get an idea. But we got some time. So can't get any smaller. So if I remember right, that's Lake Huron, that's Lake Erie. I think that's Lake Michigan. So let me I gotta wait till it redraws. Maybe it won't. But I'm pretty sure that's Lake Michigan. That's gotta be Huron, so, and this is Lake Erie, so. Yeah, one of the, so that's one of the Great Lakes. So, and as the history is told, this was created by the Ice Age. That basically like a glacier just kind of parked here, and when it melted, we had a lake. So 18 miles looks like 10 minutes. So I'm cruising pretty good here. So I'll need to probably at around 15 miles to go. I'll probably kick off the autopilot and hand fly it in the rest of the way. Yeah, this is, other than the time that I spent in the service, I've spent pretty much my whole life right here, so. So the lake, what the lake brings to the community here is kind of a tempered growing season. So all along the lakeshore here, you know, outside of the cities, but all along the lakeshore and out where I live, there's grape vineyards. I mean, lots of grape vineyards. Probably tens of thousands of acres, if not more, of vineyards. And so the majority of the grapes go to Welch's and make grape juice out of it. And that's where I spent 49 years of my life, was at Welch's, helping them make grape juice. So I was a plant electrician there for 49 years. Started right out of high school and stayed there till I retired. The only time I left there is 3 years in service. But all the vineyards are the reason that I had a livelihood, is because of that. So it is kind of it's kind of cool in that respect. So, but then part of the grapes now are being used for wineries. So there's some wineries in the area, but they don't use the quantity of grapes that Welch's does. Welch's would dump, during grape season, we would dump, let me think about this a minute, get it right. In an hour, we would dump 200 tons. So we would dump a lot of grapes in an hour. So they were, most of them that come in there were coming in bulk. All right, I'm 13 miles out. I'm gonna turn on the yoke, get my autopilot off, pull back on the power. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, you have some real serious machinery to pump that. We had like 2 pumps that pumped out of they would dump the grapes into a big hopper. And basically it was a flatbed semi-trailer with 2 big tanks on them. The tanks held the grapes. we had a 20-ton crane that would basically pick up the side of one of them tanks and pick it up and dump it into this hopper. And then there was 2 pumps that pumped the grapes out of that hopper into the grape receiving building to be further processed. So it's quite an operation. So, and as an electrician, it was my job. If anything quit running, you had to figure out what was wrong with it and fix it. So, and I distinctly remember where this tank is. In the bottom of it, there was like an area where you could go down where you could work on things. And the very first year, it wasn't designed too well. We'll be kind. And so you're down in this area where the pumps are, trying to figure out why the pumps won't pump. As it turns out that they had magnets on the pipes to try to prevent things from the vineyard from going into the pumps. Well, the problem is that the grapes wouldn't go through the magnets, so the pumps were starving. So you're down in this pit area, and you look up, and there's like a railing around this area. Well, it's all the farmers that are waiting for their trucks to be unloaded, watching you. Talking about like feeling like, you know, like you're in like some cage, you know, and people like almost like you're the animal in the zoo. You know? Oh, it was priceless. It was fun. That was the first year. It didn't take them too long to figure out, pull them magnets out of there. Those are not going to work to get this thing to work. So, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf inbound to land, runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, good afternoon. Squawk 1200, altimeter is 3019 or enter pattern on a left downwind for runway 02. Call downwind.
Enter pattern on a left downwind for runway 02 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Say active runway, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf inbound to land, runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf Squawk 1200, enter pattern on a left downwind for runway 24. Call downwind.
Enter pattern on a left downwind for runway 24 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
So she was confused too. Yeah, the grape pickers they have now are just impressive. I mean, they're pretty cool what they can do now. So, but they have these hydraulic trailers that the grape picker puts the grapes into this trailer. Oh man, weather reload, love it. Glide X-Plane 12, that will be gone. So I'm at 3,000 feet. I need to be at 2,000 feet when I get to the pattern here. So, but I'm looking for a highway. It should be Interstate 90. It's going to be going parallel to the lake shore. So, but so the grape pickers, when they're going through the vineyards, they put the grapes into these little these tanks on wheels that are being pulled by a tractor, and so they hydraulically dump. So the big tanks that are on the flatbeds, these trailers like pick up and then dump. So they'll go up and then dump. And so that's how the grapes get into the big tank. So okay, so the runway's over there to my right. So I'm actually doing pretty good. Yeah. Just trying to make sure I'm where I think I need to be. Right there is 90. I can see it now. Because there's 90, and then there's a set of power lines that runs right alongside of it. So pattern altitude here, the airport is 76 or 730. And so I need to be around 1700, 1800. So I'm at 2000. I'm descending a little bit. Probably want to arrest my descent right about now. I think I pulled my power out a little bit too quick. Well, that there looks a little wrong. There's a power tower right in the middle of the eastbound lane of I-90. Yeah, that don't belong there. Oh well. Alrighty, so this piece of land that juts out here into the lake, this is our peninsula. So that's this thing right here. So that basically points right to that right to the airport. So it's pretty easy to look over there and know where the airport's got to be. Alrighty. So we'll get turned around here, get lined up for the downwind. So all in all, the flight went quite well today. Pretty happy. I think I'll plan on doing another stream tomorrow. Actually, I'm a little bit close. Now that I look at it, it does point at it, but I'm a little bit too close. Oh yeah. I just seen a runway that I thought I was further away from it than I was. So I'll go out here just a little bit. There we are. Okay. I think I got her under control now. Yeah, so the one thing that I am really, really looking forward to with X-Plane 12 is a new weather engine, where as you saw, like all of a sudden like a new METAR must have showed up, and so the weather just reloads instantly. Well, on X-Plane 12 that won't happen anymore. It will. So you have the weather from the METARs, and then they have things called GIB files, grid files, and basically those are the weather, the forecasted weather, basically in between the METARs. And so what X-Plane 12 does is put that together and then figures out what the weather should be going from point A to point B. So you have the weather at this airport, you have the weather at a different airport. It uses that information in between to know what the weather should be when you're going from this airport to that airport, and you never have that weather reload. It will be a continuous, smooth thing. So we are just a little bit low. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, call turning final for runway 24.
All righty. So I'm also a little bit tight. I want to get out just a little bit. And I want to like kind of maintain my altitude right here. I don't want to go any lower. Alrighty. Yeah, the other difference is these clouds here are billboards. So when you look at them, they look pretty good until you get close to them or go through them. The clouds in 12 are volumetric, so that is no longer true. Alrighty, there's the numbers. So pull back the power to 1600. Hold back on the yoke here. Trying to hold altitude, 1 knot of flaps. Now let the plane descend. Looking for the runway to be about a 45 degrees from me. Trying for about 70 knots right here. Just trying to stay parallel with the runway. Yeah, we're probably good enough. So we'll go ahead and turn in here. 1 more notch of flaps. I have a bad habit of when I turn like this, I pull back on the yoke. The plane's trimmed, so when I do that, it tends to, I tend to lose airspeed. So. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, call turning final for runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, turning final runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, winds are 280 at 5 knots, cleared to land runway 24.
Cleared to land runway 24, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Okay, I got white pappies, I'm good. So I'm only going to use 2 notches of flaps here. Got 1 red pappy. If I get another one, I'll give it a little bit of power. Because I'm 70 knots. Just a little bit more power. Oh, there we go. Just trying to get it. Just trying to make sure it's trimmed. There we go. That's better.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, exit runway when able.
Yeah, okay. Alrighty. Well, she's been talking to me, so we'll see if this part goes well. I know how it should go, and I know what I have to say to make her happy. Good, but late flare. Yeah, okay. 122. Yeah, that's good. All right. All right. So we turn the taxi lights off. These landing light. Well, parking brake. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm happy with that one. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, clear of active runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, welcome to Erie International Ridge, contact ground on 121.9er. Have a good afternoon.
I will.
Ground on 121.9er, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
So, pilots wait to see. Put that in the standby, and then flipped. Whoops. So this is REP, Reality Expansion Pack, saying that your engine was too low in RPM. It's gonna foul. Alrighty. Let me gather my senses for a second here. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, ready to taxi to general aviation parking.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf taxi to general aviation parking via taxiways Alpha, Delta, hold short runway 02.
Taxi to general aviation parking via taxiways Alpha, Delta, hold short runway 02 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Okay. I was looking at the clouds where my house is. I'm probably about 4 miles from the lake shore. So when I was looking at towards the lake, I was seeing some clouds that were kind of big and puffy. Kind of like those, not quite though. So I was kind of wondering. When I looked at what was south, it didn't look like there was much cloud south. But getting up towards the lake, there was some out over the lake. So about what I expected when I come into Erie. So when we come up here, there's a runway 220. So yeah, and so the previous version of Pilot to ATC, I wouldn't get clearance here, but the last times I've come in here, they'll give me clearance before I get here. So we'll see if this happens.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf cleared to cross runway 02.
Cleared to cross runway 02 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
The previous version of Pilot to ATC, I would have to ask permission. They wouldn't see me coming down the taxiway. So this version here, it does that. I'm using a public beta 7. Actually, it's probably a private beta because on the web page for public betas, it's not there. So the author gave me this copy because I had some other problems that I was working through. So this is Erie International Airport because there's a customs building. Where is it? Right there. That's a customs building. Because we get flights in from Canada, you gotta have customs. So that's why it's called an international airport. So hopefully the fuel trucks don't take me out. Alrighty. I've updated this airport with actually quite a few things, but it's for X-Plane 12, so it isn't really available until we get a public release of X-Plane 12. Alrighty, so I'll pull it back to 1,000. So we'll shut off the avionics. Pull the mixture. Okay, all the switches come up, that off. Compared to Microsoft Flight Simulator, one very, very, very big difference between that and X-Plane and VR controllers. Both of these controllers are active, so I can hit this button and that button at the same time. They are both active. In Microsoft Flight Simulator, only one is active at a time. It switches back and forth. So when you properly start a 172, an SP, so a fuel-injected 172, you turn the master on, turn the fuel pump on, and then you shove the mixture in to give it fuel, and then you're looking for this fuel flow to be about 3. Once that's true, you turn off the fuel pump, pull the mixture back to idle cutoff, and then you start. So you take the start, and then when it's started, you run this in. You do these both at the same time. I won't say it's impossible to do that in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but it is a challenge because you have to, while it's on start and you've heard it start, you have to let go of that one so the control transfers over to your right controller, and then you can shove the mixture in. I've been able to do that, but it's not an easy task. So, but it's all because, for whatever reason, they decided that you can't have two controllers active at the same time. Oh yeah, yeah. I understand, like, uh, my my VR history. I had originally, when X-Plane become native, I bought a Vive, and it showed up on my birthday, and I've been flying in VR. A week after that, I never flew on a 2D screen. So I had the Vive controllers, and I was looking. I heard about these Valve Index controllers. I went, well, those sound pretty cool. So yeah, it's pretty much. It almost seems that way. That it's VR controllers are not a mouse. They're just not. But pretty much maybe that's what it is. So so I heard about the Valve Index controllers, and so I went, okay, well, and then you could pre-order them. So I did that, and I actually had I had Valve Index controllers at the time that I had a Vive Pro, not a Vive Pro 2, but a Valve Pro, and I used it with that. So then I heard that the Valve Index headset is pretty nice, and so I went ahead and I bought that. So I actually have two sets of controllers. I have one that I bought outright, and then I have the ones that come with the Valve Index kit. But once I use these controllers, I keep looking for somebody to do this better. The only annoying part is where they put the thumbstick is the dumbest place I've ever seen. But you kind of grow accustomed to it, and it's fine. It's fine. I don't have. So if I want to, like, go out here, I don't have any problem doing this. You know. So I'm on the thumbstick, just dancing around out here. So I don't have any problems at all doing that. So and when they first come out, man, there were so many people. Oh, they're junk. They fail. And okay, so what fails on these is the button. So if you push the button down and you move it ahead, uh, does the button stay down? And however they did this, it was not the best. And but I actually did send in a pair, but of course I had two, so I could easily do that. So I sent in a pair to be repaired. I didn't see where they come back any different. so so but they work. I mean, and like I said, I sent in a pair, but I don't see where they were any different. And I've had these for a while. Well, whenever the Valve Index controllers got released, that's how old these are. So other than the one I had sent in, but the one that come with the Valve Index kit, that's original. So, but but for flying an airplane, they're like the slickest thing. So I mean, so they're always on my hands, and I can go. And the other thing I do in VR, this is really important. Um, I position myself. So if you can see from the camera, I am sitting in front of a desk. Most people would go, you can't do that in VR. Yes, you can. Here's how you do that. So basically, what you do is move this virtual cockpit. You move it towards you. So right now, my controllers are against the desk, the desk. So actually, I would like for this cockpit to be a little bit closer to me. But the point is that you're trying to get this, so this is clear. So I'm not hitting the desk down here. Whoops. I did hit my I hit my yoke though. So let me get straightened up. There we go. But that I have found to be the way I want to fly. That is the most important thing, is to get this virtual cockpit kind of at least close to the edge of the desk, if not in front of the desk. If it's in front of the desk, there's no way you can hit anything, because you're in front of the desk. There's nothing to hit. So yeah, yeah, it is so important, because I have one other thing. I have a Wheel Stand Pro, and I used to use that. So I would take that. I had it parked alongside my desk. I would pull it out and set it alongside of my desk. That's how I used to do it. But then I bought this yoke. This yoke here is a Fulcrum one. It is heavy. I mean, really heavy. And so I thought it would be too heavy for the Wheel Stand Pro. I didn't think it would support it. So I didn't put it on there, and I went, well, so let me mount it on my desk and let's see how that works. So whenever I go to fly, I put this on my desk. The Wheel Stand Pro, I left the pedals on it. So I have MFG crosswind pedals on the Wheel Stand Pro. You can't see it because it's down under the desk. The problem I was having is when I would try to push the rudder in, I would push my chair away from my yoke. So I went, okay, well, how do I fix that? Okay, I got a solution. So on the Wheel Stand Pro, there's a shaft that comes up that I used to have the yoke mounted on. So I take a bungee cord, I wrap it around that shaft, wrap it around the desk. So I basically, there is no way that I'm going to be able to push myself, no matter how hard I push on the pedals. I'm full full right rudder. There's no way I'm going to push this chair away from there. It works great, you do it in in a few seconds. So the bungee cord always stays on the shaft, on the post. So I uncoil it a little bit, wrap it around the post of the chair, hook it together. We're good to go. So yeah, so yeah, it is. I originally had the pedals on a piece of plywood. I would drop one of the wheels into a slot that was in it, and but then I had the pedals mounted on the Wheel Stand Pro, and I looked at the post that's coming up. I went, oh, wait a minute, this will work. The first time I did it, I went, oh, this is so cool. so I'm basically attached, to basically my pedals. So I can't get away from them. So, but so that's kind of little little tips from Bill's years in VR, and trying to learn as I go, and absolutely just enjoying the heck out of it. I just enjoy it so much. It's the fact I stream VR. It's kind of like I may enjoy it, but it's difficult for some people to actually watch it just because of just the way it works. In other words, when I stream, wherever I move my head, that's what the screen's going to show. And like when I'm talking, I can see that the image is going up and down. I can absolutely see that, and some people have a hard time with that, and that's fine, So do I get many viewers? Nah, probably not. But I'm doing okay, and I'm gonna be because I'm gonna continue to do this, stream VR, because I want to try to show people what enjoyment I get out of it, and I try to convey that in my streams. But with X-Plane 12 coming up, I'm kind of wondering how the viewership will go. I'm quite interested. I don't stream for number of followers, how many people are in chat. I don't stream for that reason. I'd love for people to be in chat. Don't get me wrong, and I will interact. With the exception of maybe short final, I'll interact with chat in the pattern. Absolutely, I will. And on short final, I'll just get pretty silent because I'm just trying to focus on the task at hand. But other than that, no. If I hear that ding on the that says somebody that I got a message, so I put my chat window up out of the way, so it's not obtrusive to me, and it's not generally in the chat. But when I hear the ding, I can look up and read what the chat message was. So and I found this has worked like just great. And quite frankly, Benny, why I don't stream Linux. One is the headset I prefer doesn't support it, but the other is that having that option, that chat window with that kind of feature set, is really important to me. And I know for sure that I can get that chatty window. It does work in Linux. I know it does, but I just have to figure out how to get it into the VR headset. And if that bridge could be crossed, that would change how I stream and how I stream VR for sure. So, but alrighty, I think I'm about done. Time is it? About 1 o'clock. Yeah. So I started around 11, got done at 1. Yeah, sounds about right. Had a lot of fun doing it. So hopefully everybody had fun, and because I know I had a blast. So, and like I said, when X-Plane 12 is in public release, my goal is to most days I'll be streaming in VR. I've already picked out a couple of airplanes that if the weather is kind of not conducive to like this airplane, I picked out a couple of other airplanes that I know I can fly to places where the weather won't be a factor. Now, if there's like a 15 or a 20 knot crosswind, probably not going to do that. But as far as like just a bit overcast or that kind of stuff, the planes I have already picked out are conducive that I can do that. So. Oh, one other thing. Let me jump out of here. Kind of show off. This airplane here is a rep airplane. So I'm outside. I'm outside the airplane, and if I go around here, you see all these little circles. So right there, boom. So these are in X-plane. These are called hotspots. So wherever there's one of these circles, I can jump to. This is part of the reality expansion pack. So when you're doing like a pre-flight, it allows you to kind of go pretty much in a lot of places. So if I roll this, you can see that go up and down. The same way if I go like right here, you can like look at the tires. So that's inside. That's inside. That's behind the plane. So hmm. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, that's the other change that that X-Plane 12 did is they're let me go over here. So they're shoving a lot of the work over to the GPU. So so I made a decision. Oh, been probably a year ago now that that I was looking for a 3090, and the reason I was is for more VRAM. And part of what it was is I'm in VR. And the other part is I stream VR. So so having more VRAM is never a bad thing. So when I found the 3090, I built the computer around it. So not only do I have that with 24 gigs of VRAM, but I got 64 gigs of RAM, and so and then a pretty 11 9911 900K. So all of that that whole computer was basically built to do what I do. So, because I didn't plan on stopping. So, and because of how X-Plane 12 is handling everything, those decisions were the correct decisions. Yes, I could buy my 3090, my RTX 3090. I could buy it for probably $500 less than what I paid for it, but I got to use it for a year, so that's okay too. So, alrighty, I'm gonna call it a day. Thanks all. Anybody else have any questions? Sounds good. We'll call it a day, and thanks for stopping by. I do my best. I really, really, really do, and I do it. I do it for people that watch, but I also do it for myself. That I have a good time too. So that's really what's important. Thanks, Iowa. Thank you so much for stopping by, kind of hanging out, and certainly, yeah. Tomorrow I plan to stream at about the same time, and I gotta pick out a few airports. I'm gonna do exactly the same type of just a cross country flight over parts of Pennsylvania. I think I'll probably start. I think I'm going to start in New York, and then fly same thing, a couple of airports, and then land back here in Erie. So hopefully, pilot to ATC will behave a little better, but we'll just have to see how it goes. Thanks so much, guys. It's been fun. Have a great day.